Norway fjords, carved by glaciers, Vikings with attitude problems, oil money and electric cars, trolls under bridges, cold, dramatic, stubborn people who somehow became the happiest on Earth. Let's unpack this frozen success story. Way back, Ice Age. Not just ice, glaciers 2 kilometers thick, crushing the land like a geological tantrum. Norway, completely buried, nothing but white. For thousands of years, people, no, just ice grinding rock, carving those famous fjords. Thanks, Ice Age good looking out. Then climate warms. Ice melts slowly, really slowly. Land emerges, scarred but beautiful. The ice retreats north, leaving behind a landscape that looks like Earth's rough draft. Mountains, valleys, thousands of islands. Geography that says, good luck farming here. Around 10,000 BCE, hunters show up, following the ice edge, chasing reindeer who are chasing plants. Also fishing, so much fishing. The sea is basically a liquid meat market. These people are tough. Have to be. Norwegian winter doesn't negotiate. Stone tools everywhere. Rock carvings too. Boats, animals, people doing mysterious things. Ancient Instagram, but permanent. These folks love boats already. Makes sense. Norway is basically mountains with water between them. Walking is for suckers. Slowly, tiny farming villages appear, hugging the coast like they're afraid of the mountains. Smart move. Mountains are scary, but coastal life works. Gulf Stream keeps things relatively warm. Without it, Norway would be Greenland's frozen cousin. Instead, it's merely cold. Progress, ding dong. Bronze Age arrives. Finally, around 1800 BCE, Norway always gets trends late. Metal arrives, people get fancy, weapons get deadlier, jewelry gets shinier, rock carvings of ships everywhere. Seriously, everywhere. Norway learns early. We really like boats. This will matter later. Society develops, chiefs emerge. Some richer than others. Burial mounds get bigger. Competition through grave goods. My dead relative has more bronze than yours. Weird flex, but okay, knock knock. Iron Age 500 BCE onwards. Better tools, better weapons, better problems. Warriors multiply. Chiefs become kings, well, kings of single valleys. Clans form, longhouses appear, massive wooden halls. Smell like smoke, sheep, and fermented fish. Home sweet home. They trade with Romans, sort of. Romans want amber and furs. Norway has both. Romans think Norwegians are barbarians. Norwegians think Romans are soft. Cultural exchange at its finest. Petty kingdoms everywhere. Each fjord thinks it's special. Each valley wants independence. Geography encourages this. Mountains make unity impossible, but also create stubbornness. Very Norwegian trait, still visible today. Then everything changes. Ding dong, the Vikings explode onto history. 793 CE, Lindisfarne, Monastery, England, Norwegian raiders appear. Monks get unexpected haircut. And by haircut, we mean axe murdered. Europe shocked. Vikings count money. This Christianity thing makes people soft and rich. Interesting. Why Vikings? Why then? Perfect storm of factors. Better ships. Revolutionary longship design. Shallow draft. Can sail rivers. Can beach anywhere. Like ancient amphibious assault vehicles. Population pressure. Oldest son inherits everything. Younger sons get axes and wanderlust. Political fragmentation. No central authority saying maybe don't raid monasteries. Plus, pagans had no problem robbing Christians. Different moral framework. Longships sail everywhere, and we mean everywhere. Britain gets hammered. Ireland becomes Viking playground. France pays them to leave. Danegeld, history's first protection racket. But Norwegians particularly love going west. Always west. Iceland discovered, well, Irish monks they're first. But Vikings don't count monks. They settle properly. Create things, not objects. Assemblies. First democracy, sort of. If you ignore the slaves, ding dong, Greenland. Eric the Red, exiled for murder, standard Viking resume. Finds massive ice-covered island. Names it Greenland. Marketing genius or pathological liar. Both. Knock knock, Finland. Leif Erikson reaches America. 500 years before Columbus. Builds settlement. Meets locals. Fighting ensues. Vikings leave. America not ready for Norwegian intensity yet. But Norway's still not unified. It's a messy patchwork. Jarls control regions. Chiefs run villages. Farmers just want to farm. Nobody agrees on anything. Sounds familiar? Until, knock knock. Harald Fairhair enters the chat. Wants all of Norway. Has great hair. Refuses to cut it until mission accomplished. Vikings respected good grooming. Fights everyone. Wins at Hafrsfjord around 872. Norway's first real king. Some chiefs unhappy about this. Solution, leave for Iceland. Brain drain, Viking style. Congrats, Norway unified. Kinda. Interior, still does its own thing. Mountains don't care about kings. Christianity starts knocking. Politely at first, missionaries arrive, some success, then kings with swords arrive, much more success. Olaf Tryggvason, 995-1000. Converts with enthusiasm. And by enthusiasm, we mean violence. Olaf Haraldsson, later Saint Olaf, continues the program. Ding-dong baptism, whether you like it or not. Pagan gods fade. Churches rise. Thor's hammer, replaced by crosses. Nobody asks Thor's opinion. Middle Ages Norway's actually doing well. Exports fish, so much fish, timber, and fur, Hanseatic League partners. Bergen becomes international trading hub. Norwegian dried cod feeds Europe, literally. Every Catholic fast day needs fish. Norway provides, business booming. Then disaster. Black Death 1349, arrives via ships, thanks, trade routes. Wipes out half the population, maybe more. Farms abandoned, entire villages empty. Power structure collapses. Aristocracy basically extinct. Social mobility through mass death. Not recommended. Knock knock. Denmark sees opportunity. 1380. Royal marriage creates union. Suddenly, Norway and Denmark are one. But really, Denmark is one, and Norway is there. For 400 years, Norway becomes little brother. Danish kings rule from Copenhagen. Norwegian nobles. What Norwegian nobles? They're mostly dead. Language shifts. Danish becomes official. Norwegian continues in valleys. Because valleys don't read royal decrees. 1600s, 1700s. Wars everywhere. Denmark-Norway fights Sweden constantly. Norwegians drafted, taxed, exhausted. Poverty widespread, but culture simmers underground. Folktales about trolls and clever farmers. Wooden stave churches, Hardanger fiddles. The culture that would later define Norwegianness develops in opposition to Danish rule. Napoleon messes everything up. As usual, Denmark backs wrong horse, loses big. Ding dong, 1814. Crucial year, Denmark forced to give Norway to Sweden. But Norway says, wait, independence time. They gather at Eidsvoll and write a constitution in 17 days. May 17th becomes National Day. Freedom. For about 5 minutes, Sweden says, nice try. But no. Norway forced into union with Sweden. But keeps constitution. Clever compromise. Sweden gets Norway. Norway keeps being Norwegian. 19th century. Nationalism grows everywhere. Norway included. Romantic painters glorify fjords. Poets celebrate peasants. Ibsen writes plays that depress everyone. Folk costumes become fashionable. Vikings rediscovered and romanticized. Norway finds its identity by looking backward. Sometimes that works. Population exploding. Land scarce. Opportunity scarcer. Solution, America. Over 800,000 Norwegians emigrate, mostly to Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Dakota, places that feel like home. Cold and Lutheran. Fjords empty. Prairie fills. Letters home describe wonder and homesickness. 1905. Ding dong. Norway breaks up with Sweden. Peaceful divorce. Vote for independence. 368,208 for, 184 against. That's decisive. New king imported from Denmark because tradition. King Haakon VII arrives. Norway fully independent. Finally, early 1900s. Poor but proud country. Hydroelectric power develops. Industrialization begins. Slow but steady progress. Then darkness. Knock knock. April 9, 1940. Germany invades. Norway resists. Fights longer than expected, but occupation inevitable. 5 years of resistance. Sabotage. Collaboration. Quisling becomes synonym for traitor. King Haakon becomes symbol of resistance. Refuses to surrender, ever. Liberation, May 8, 1945. Celebration and reckoning. Post-war Norway rebuilds. Marshall Plan helps. Joins NATO. Security matters. Stays out of EU. Independence matters more. Develops welfare state. Fishing, shipping, aluminum. Steady progress. Still not rich. Then everything changes. Again, ding dong. Christmas Eve 1969. Phillips Petroleum discovers oil. Black gold in the North Sea. Ekofisk field. Suddenly Norway transforms. From cod to crude. From poor to loaded. But cleverly loaded. Creates sovereign wealth fund. Saves oil money, now worth over $1.4 trillion. Owns 1.5% of global stocks. Norwegian farmers become world's richest farmers. Still complain about weather. Modern Norway fjords full of cruise tourists. Winters full of cross-country skiers. Electric cars everywhere. Highest per capita. Politics boring, which is good. Happy people, despite darkness half the year. From glaciers to Vikings. From Danish rule to oil independence. From longships to Teslas. That's Norway. Still stubborn, still loves boats. By Hadet.